Welcome to Kennel Island. Shipwrecked and awaiting rescue, I'll be uncovering the survival kits selected by fellow members of the kennel and finding out why they picked them. They have 6 items to get them through: 1 food item, 1 drink, 1 personal item, 1 song, 1 book, and 1 movie. So join me as I discover what our castaway creatures have chosen to get them through their stay on Kennel Island.
Hello and welcome to Kennel Island episode 2. It's 2021. And joining me today we have Pup Axel and we have Pup Kai. We are honored. Hello. Okay, so as we know from episode 1, I'm going to be asking our guests what would be their 1 food, drink, book, movie, music, and personal item be while they're stranded on Kennel Island. I say stranded, it's a beautiful place to be. You should be happy to be here. But you're going to have to use those things over and over again every single day until you're rescued, so they better be good. Okay, so we're going to start with food. I'll go to Pup Axel first. What would be the 1 food item that you bring to Kennel Island to see you through to your rescue?
Pizza.
Pizza. The international food. And which pizza would you have?
Oh, meat lovers.
Meat lovers. Now, here's a question that a lot of people sort of have a bit of controversy over. What sauce would you have on your meat lovers?
Oh, it'd be marinara.
It would be marinara. Because so many people say barbecue and it just ruins a pizza. That's not a pizza.
Now, I do like other types of pizza. I like a pizza from Domino's with ranch, chicken, and bacon.
Ah. But you could live off of meat lovers for I'm not going to say we're going to be here for months, but if it was, you think you could deal with that every single day?
Oh, yeah.
That actually sounds quite nice. I could probably do that. Domino's.
It's got all the basic food groups. You got the tomatoes for your veggies.
Yes.
You got the cheese for your dairy.
Yes.
You got your meat. And you got your greens.
Greens? I don't have greens on my meat lovers.
Grains.
Ah.
Like carbohydrates.
Ah. Then that makes sense. Sounds yummy. And how about you, Kai?
I also like pizza. So it looks like we're going to have a lot of pizza here.
So it's just going to be one big pizza party. Okay.
But my pizza's better.
What's your pizza?
Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Oh, no.
Maybe. Oh, get ready, world. This is going to be a fight. Why are you putting pineapple on a pizza?
That's debatable.
Yes. But why? I mean, what is it about pineapple on pizza? Because for me, I've never tried it. I have tried pineapple, but I've never had the combination. So what is it about the pineapple that makes it so good on a pizza?
Well, there is topics that we really can't talk about reason why pineapple's so good. But at the same time, though, it's just when you bite into the pizza and the pineapple, it gives you just the juiciness, depending on if it's fresh pineapple, which is ultimately, the best. So you just bite into the pizza, though, it just gives that extra that taste. It's not, I don't know. I just like pineapple.
Okay. Is it not confusing to the palate, though, having something so... I mean, I think it's quite sweet, but...
It adds a different zing to it when you bite into it. The more pineapple, the better.
Well, I think it's going to be one of those debates that goes on to the end of time, unless pizza in the future gets eradicated by something even better. I don't know what, though. That's interesting.
Dominic, it's just my opinion. No veggies nor no fruits should ever be on a pizza.
Yeah.
I will bite you, Axel. I will bite you.
I get the hose. Right. I think we should move on from food to drink, something less controversial. So, Axel, drinkies.
Hmm. Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so you're eating pizza every day and you're having a Diet Pepsi. Why diet?
Oh, no sugar.
No sugar?
Gotta keep the body slim.
I don't think the pizzas are going to help there, but okay. That's an interesting choice.
Actually,
Mm,
sugar drinks are too sweet for me.
ah, okay. Do you have sugar tax over in America? No, take it then. No, then. I won't go into it completely over this, but look up sugar tax in the UK for things like when we have deliveries. They up the price for sugar tax on sugary things. It's wonderful. Um, so that was that. Uh, okay, no, that's fair enough. I mean, I used to be a Diet Coke person myself. Was it Coke or Pepsi? Even though we can't really brand
Well,
them.
I do Diet Pepsi, but I can do Diet Coke, Diet Dr. Pepper,
Hmm.
any Diet Cola that tastes good.
Yeah. No. Okay,
And if
dokie.
I don't get my Diet Colas,
Hmm.
I get a little growly.
Uh. Okay. Yeah, we don't want a growly pup suspended on an island.
That's the reason
Mm.
why you stay over there.
Okay, Kai, what's your drinkies?
It's actually a combination here. It would, I mean, there was no stipulation it can't necessarily be alcohol.
Yeah.
So I would have my Crown and Coke.
Coke. What is that for those who don't know, have a clue?
Well, Crown Royal is a Canadian whiskey,
Ah,
um, and obviously Coke is Coca-Cola. But when you mix the two, you don't have to drink just one or the other. You could drink them both together, or you could drink them separately. So,
hmm.
you know, I think it would just that way. Just when I'm having to um, deal with Axel on the island here, I don't. I can literally just go into my own little world and be a little drunky and have a good time.
Yeah, so just be the Jack Sparrow of the pup world, just getting drunk on the island and driving
Oh,
everyone
very much,
insane.
very much so.
Awesome. That's good. I mean, I never talk about what I would take to the island because I can have anything I want because I'm the master of the island. I have
Well,
supplies
you would
coming in that
probably
you
you
don't
would
know
probably
about.
try to you would probably try to take something from someone else. I mean, not saying you would do that, but we
Ah,
are a community here, so we do share.
exactly. And you don't know what happened to the other pups before you, so
No,
where did their
no,
supplies go?
no. We just assumed that that you got stranded the same time we did.
It's just an amazing coincidence. Well,
Indeed.
I mean, it sounds very nice. Okay, book. Now, as I've said before, I probably said in the other one, I'm not a huge reader. I do have like 3 books in my collection, so I don't think you could call me a reader. How about you, Pup Axel? Do you have any favorite book that you've ever read before that you could read again?
I've actually read it probably a dozen times. I've reread it. Um, and it's a book from my teenage years, and it's actually a part of a. It started off as a trilogy. Now it's a whole series of books, but it's the Dragonlance books,
Oh,
Dragons of Autumn.
uh-huh.
But then they wrote a second book called Dragons of Winter and then Dragons of Spring.
Ah,
And it's sort of a D&D-ish world.
ah.
And it's about these companions fighting against evil. And
Are they human? Or
they're elves, dwarves, uh, elves, dwarves, humans, half elves. It's the whole D&D world.
Nice.
And they fight against dragons and fight with dragons later on in the series.
Nice.
And
I
characters
have to say,
do die.
yeah,
So then you start crying because you get attached to the character.
that's cute. I've never ever played Dungeons and Dragons D&D. I don't know anything about characters and things. No, another one. There's so many pups that seem to like be completely onto it, and I just sit there and think, okay. Obviously, Kai's agreeing. Um, it sounds really cool. I mean, I like fantasies. I do like fantasies. I mean, I'm a huge. I'm not huge, but I have watched the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films and things. I thought they were pretty cool, but I'm not sort of like if someone did a quiz on it, I would probably get half of them wrong. But I just enjoy watching and reading.
I've read the Lord of the Rings books, but the Dragonlance series to me was one that I could sort of imagine in my head better. It was more descriptive in the surroundings and the characters and what they were wearing, and
Yeah,
that I could actually sort of create like a film in my head. That's why I loved the book so much.
yeah. I think that's what makes a good writer is when they describe the ground beneath your feet and the smells in the air and things like that. It really does put you in the character's place, which is awesome. Put you into that world. Um, as I say, I'm not a huge reader, but I have read books where they're quite lazy and it's just all about what the people say, not what's actually happening. So that's cool. It sounds like really really cool series actually. I will have to write that on my
And
list.
they did do a cartoon version of the first book.
Yeah.
So Dragons of Autumn, Dragonlance, and it's on YouTube.
Nice. Well, check that out, people. Get onto YouTube. Okay, Pup Kai. What have you read that you could read again and again?
Actually, believe it or not, the one author is is it Arthur Scott Card? Is that his name? I have it. Actually, I have his audiobook. It is. Come on, phone. It's Ender's Game, the whole series.
Ah,
I read it when I was little. Then they made a movie about it. I don't know. I just like the sci-fi part of it and the futuristic, and I could read that series over and over and really never get tired of it. Mainly just because of it's so intriguing because him as an author, he is so descriptive. If when you read it over and over again, you pick up on little details that you would not normally see the first time. I really enjoy his type of like how he describes characters or what is going on. I like his actual whatever it would be called, the way he writes. It makes it it's almost like you can actually imagine that you're in the scene. That you're
yeah,
in the scene. It makes it so that you can read and you will be able to be there when you're reading the book. You're there. That
yeah.
way, so that when you're reading and you're enjoying yourself, it's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, and that's like I said before, that's the whole point of books like that. They're supposed to take you away from the outside world and drag you in.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice that there is actually some authors out there that actually have that ability that catch my attention that way.
Yeah. And I think that's where, a lot of the times they kind of fall when they transfer book to film,
Yeah,
because
I
you
agree.
build
It's
that picture up in your
controversial.
head. Yeah. And it's never going to be 100% accurate to what envisage in your head.
Well, I
It's
mean, typically most books are more descriptive than a movie, and a movie will um, change the storyline a little bit
mm,
because of how you know to make it more interesting or whatever.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but definitely the books are like 90% of the time better.
Yeah, definitely agree. And
Hmm.
going on from that, from talking about books going to movies, let's go to movies. So, Axel, what movie have you seen that you could watch over and over again and never get bored of? Well, almost never.
I like action movies, and one of my favorite movies, because actually I read the book, and it was one of them that came from the book to a movie.
Ah.
And I think the movie was really done. The movie's name is a little bit different than the book's name.
Uh-huh.
And it's a Mel Gibson movie called We Were Soldiers, We Were Men.
Oh.
And
That's
it's about Vietnam and the first Air Cavalry
uh-huh.
and the first offensive with them in Vietnam, and how Mel Gibson plays the colonel there, knowing, because he's a history buff, and he knows that no one wins. No one's won in Vietnam. No foreign invader. And here they're going to become the foreign invaders. So he does his job as a soldier, but he knows almost like ahead what the outcome's going to be.
Wow. It sounds intense. I can't believe I've heard of it, but I can't believe I've never seen it. Sounds
and it was all new war fighting. It was all new. There wasn't the we're going to dig trenches and or foxholes like in the Korean War, or we're going to line up in big trenches and shoot across like World War II and World War One. It was more the guerrilla warfare that started.
Yeah.
There, and it was a whole new type of warfare that they weren't ready for.
It was such a good movie.
Have you seen it? What was your view on it, Kai?
I mean, really, Axel kind of hit it on the spot there. It's Mel Gibson definitely played a great part in that movie in portraying the events that took place.
Yeah.
It's definitely was really well thought out and put together that way. It made it so that it was always you want to wonder what's going to happen next and trying to think of what may actually happen, and it all comes together really well.
And it's based on historical facts.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I do like about that.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they took some liberties, but you also, the actors that were in it, and Mel Gibson is just one of the actors.
Yeah.
There's a lot of younger actors that were in that movie. And you could feel, it was one of those movies, a lot of times you watch a movie and an actor did the movie just for the payday. And you don't get that connection.
No.
Yeah. I think in this movie you connect almost with even the sub characters.
Yeah.
You feel like you got a connection to them.
It's personal.
Yeah. That's really interesting. I mean, when they go into that kind of depth, when they don't just focus on the main character and they focus with the kind of minor roles, but they still give them a whole backstory and something that people can connect with. I think that's once again incredible writing. Obviously, they may not be real. Some of them may not be real characters, but they'll feel real. They have to have, as you said before, they have to have a bit of poetic license and be a bit creative as filler for the film. So it's not just focusing on one person. It's just to expand the story a little bit. But yeah, I think, I all credit to the researchers when they do war films and things like that, because I mean, how long ago was it set? Did you say it was set like Vietnam wartime or?
So that would have been about 67, 68.
Okay. No, it's really interesting. How about you, Kai? Obviously, you like that film, but what film would you particularly watch over and over again?
Uh I I like a lot of Marvel, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I would actually have to pick the Guardians of the Galaxy series, mainly because they've got a bunch of great actors. I mean, for one, I have a crush on Chris Pratt, but like Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone.
Mm.
They that whole series, it's fun because you could pick any character, and in there, and you could see the personality, and it just I don't know. It just again, it's more like it's a futuristic. But I mean, that's the reason why a lot of individuals like Marvel. So
Mm.
that's the reason why this public likes it.
I
But
am Groot.
See, I have to say, I really, I was really excited when I heard about Guardians of the Galaxy coming out. I didn't know the kind of backstory to it. I've not seen. I mean, I assume it was comics before that. I don't know if it had been a comic book thing. Yeah, um, but I really liked kind of the aspect of someone from our time in the future. It's sort of like he still had that connection to our timeline, even though he'd grown up and in the future basically, and hadn't let go. And that's the soundtracks as well. I mean, God, I've got them on my Amazon Music, and I listen to them a lot. I love that kind of Motown music that they play all the way through. I think that's really clever. And yeah, I think, as I said, there's so many different characters in it. You do pick your favorites, and you can connect to some of them as well.
Well, I mean, the cool thing is it's not just necessarily just one main character. There's a bunch of heavy hitters in there, and they all they don't, just like Axel was saying, they don't just focus on one actual character itself. That's the cool thing about it, is it's not a one man show.
No, for sure. They all get their hero of the day moment. I think, yeah, it is, out of all the Marvel series. Yeah, I think that's the most varied one for characters, and I do see. I really liked Doctor Strange, and people would disagree with me on that. Some people would disagree with me on that, saying it wasn't that great. But I think for the cinematography of it, I think it was. I think it was. Yes, it was heavily reliant on special effects, but still, there was a story there, and it was a really cool story watching this guy grow and get more powerful, and connect with the spirituality that I think we all sort of connect with. We don't always admit it out loud, because some people might think you're a bit strange, but that's the whole point. That's why it's Doctor Strange. But
I can't wait for Doctor Strange 2 to come out.
I'm really looking forward to that. And obviously the groundbreaking Marvel films as well, like Black Panther. I thought that was a brilliant film. I really enjoyed it. And Captain Marvel as well, having a superhero as a female. I mean, there's plenty out there, but she was literally like the most powerful creature in the universe almost. And I just think she didn't sort of, to me, she wasn't representing a gender. That wasn't the point. I think she was just I think it was all about how compassionate she was and how powerful she was, and the fact that she knew how to use her power for good, and she was never on the verge of getting corrupted. I just think it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
And all I gotta say to that is thank you, Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. He is one of the tragic losses of, when did he die? Was it the year before last? 2 years ago.
2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, incredible talent again. So yeah, we were very, very lucky to have benefited from his creations.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and we are back after that little interlude of me having to restart because I'm too cheap to upgrade on Zoom.
We need more subscribers.
Yeah, give us more subscribers, and we can get more money to do these little things for you and treat you. Okay, so we've got two more subjects.
Hit the like button.
Is there a like button? Where's the like button? I'm gonna have to. Yeah, there's a like button down there or down there somewhere. Beep 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 beep. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we are now on music. So, music makes the people come together. Yeah. Axel, what's your favorite tune that you can play over and over again without banging your head against the coconut trees?
I just bang the head on the coconut tree because the music might tell me to.
If you play it backwards.
But One Vision.
One Vision.
One Vision is the song, and it's from my favorite band, Queen.
Queen? Who are they?
Queen is a rock band from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010, and 2020.
Wow.
Because they still are going on tour. Even though they lost their lead singer, Freddie Mercury, who was a gift, Adam Lambert has now replaced him as their lead singer.
Oh. And he's still going? Adam Lambert still, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was doing a world tour before COVID hit.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And actually, his last concert was down in your area.
Maine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I feel terrible now.
In Sydney.
Oh. Well, I kind of grew up on listening to Queen and things because my uncle was a musician and he kind of looked like Brian May at the time. It was weird. Terrible perm. Great artist, but yeah. I think they were never going to just fade away. You know, despite losing such an amazing man, there was no way that music could.
They have too many great hits.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I kind of thought that about the Beatles, but the Beatles didn't have as much talent as Queen did. They had some great songs, and they were so popular. But I just think there's something magical about Queen, something completely different from any other band out there.
And what I like about Queen is they can mix different genres of music into their rock music.
Yeah.
They can have a symphony sound, which One Vision does.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the strings, because One Vision is off the soundtrack movie Iron Eagle, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is like a Top Gun type aircraft movie.
Okay.
And you can hear the buildup of the strings, and then the buildup of the other instrumentals, and then comes in the guitar and the synthesizers and it's sort of like Bohemian Rhapsody. They mix the opera with the rock, and you just come up with a new sound.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, why I fell in love with Queen, is they are always inventive that way.
Mm-hmm.
They never took it just straight rock and roll sound.
Yeah.
They came up with their own.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with their own rock and roll sound.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty decent. That's a good choice. How about you then, Kai?
I'm gonna have to go with Elton John.
Yay! Any particular song of Elton John's? If you had to pin it down to one, what would it be?
I'm stuck on two.
Okay. What's two?
Rocket Man.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is what? Yellow Brick Road.
Ah, yeah. That is
the reason being is like I collect music, and I only like to listen to music that I can relate to, and that the lyrics speak wonders. And the same way it's very similar to how Freddie Mercury, a lot of his music that he was writing was literally describing his life, and what was going on. So that's when he wrote the lyrics, and well, Elton John's the same way, describing and writing the way he was feeling in the moment, and that's very purposeful and it's meaningful and it's a genuine, production. It's not none of the whole newer music stuff. But I grew up on Elton John and Queen, AC/DC, all them. But I just have always liked Elton John.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the film Rocket Man?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
You didn't? Why?
It wasn't as good. I mean, I can't remember who the actor was. He did a really decent job of playing Elton John at a younger age. It wasn't
a bad movie.
It wasn't bad, but it was more of like, okay, because they did the Elton John, Rocket Man.
Musically for me, musical-ish.
Yes.
For me.
Compared to what was the one that they did for Queen?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. They did those about the same time.
Yeah.
And Bohemian Rhapsody was more of like a life story versus a musical.
But the music was in it still.
Yes, but I'm saying it wasn't like focused directly on that. It told Freddie Mercury's life story, and actually, believe it or not, like I listened to so many Queen songs that it's like then, and then I re-listened to them. I'm like, wow, that's really crazy. That's what he was talking about, because it's like I always look in depth of different music.
Yeah.
And now actually understanding the backstory to it, I love it even more. But I pick Elton John for
okay.
He's a great.
He is amazing. He is absolutely amazing. I think the difference of those films as well was just going back to that is that the Bohemian Rhapsody, that was telling more of the story, and obviously it had the music as it's supposed to, but Elton John's Rocket Man was telling his life story through music. So it's just sort of a lot of people kind of thought did it.
It was the musical-ishness of it where they did the cutaways with the dancing and all that.
Yeah.
That I didn't like.
Yeah. And a lot of people thought exactly the same.
I think if they kept the songs playing the way they played the songs, and they kept that part of the musical-ishness of it, without all the super choreographed dancing scenes and that.
I mean, on that note, I mean that was Elton John at the time. He was just over the top, bizarrely sort of twisted, and the drugs were there as well, sort of messing things up. But I think it was a complete fantasy land, and it did detract from the story a little bit at times. But it's understandable. I think Bohemian Rhapsody was definitely a better film for documenting life.
Yeah, I think that they need to do one on AC/DC, but that's my personal preference there.
Not when they're touring. They just came out with a new album.
I know, but I'm just stating is if they're going to continue on with those, they're the legends,
they came out with a new one for a legend.
Which one's that? Who?
It's called Ziggy.
David Bowie.
I'll take a look into that then.
It's called. Yep, it's about him becoming Ziggy Stardust. When he's first getting started. I've seen the previews. I want to order it on Vudu. But yes, it's about his transformation into the androgyny of his character.
I like it.
Cool. I will have to look into that myself. Well, we're at the final item. We're on to the personal item. So this is something that's going to keep you pretty much in check while you're on the island. I mean, all these nice little things help to, keep your mind occupied, but we all like that little personal connection. What would that one personal item be for Pup Axel?
It has to be either My cell phone or my computer, because I cannot live life without them.
Okay. Well, I hate to disappoint you here, but my desert island doesn't have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. I still can play my movie. I still can play my music.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can play any downloaded games I have in it.
Awesome.
But Axel, how do you type when you're sitting there on your keyboard and you're just doing this number? How do you do that? Is that how you just okay? All right. Well, I might have to ask you to borrow your laptop then.
And remember, I've got a touch screen.
Oh.
No, I'll just boop you.
Yeah,
Boop.
you'll have to boop the screen. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean that's fine. I do have power on the island, so you'll be fine. You can at least charge your devices. But yeah, I mean, I never thought about that, laptop or phone, because I just instantly thought, internet, there's no internet, what's the point? But you make a good point. You can download things before you go and then have it all there ready. So, yes, good choice. How about you, Kai?
Well, before I say it, though, I suggest that the individuals watching this, that they comment what they think that I would bring as a personal item with there. And, when you comment in there, anybody that knows me knows that this item is with me 99.9% of the time, wherever I go. So I'll give you a little bit more time to comment what you think this item may be. But just take a wild guess.
You're holding it now.
I am. I'm always holding it. My vape. This is my guilty pleasure.
Oh.
It's my coping mechanism. Other than, I would love to bring a computer and stuff like that, or a cell phone or whatever, but I'm a simple pup. I'll just borrow Axel's computer when I need to use it.
There you go.
But now I can have both.
So
But
you've got your alcohol and your vape, so that will get you through.
Yeah, so this will get me through.
You can borrow, because I didn't bring my cigarettes, I get to borrow your vape.
Yes, that's fine. We will share. It's called a community, for a reason. So,
because Kai knows if I don't get my nicotine along with my caffeine, I become a very grumpy pup.
Yep. So, and the other cool thing is alcohol is a bartering thing.
Well, you can barter with the monkeys in the trees, but I don't think you're going to get much apart from feces.
No, but you could lure them away and then you could take what they have.
It's a good idea. I like your thinking. Steal their nanas and their coconuts.
Yep. Pretty much.
Well, it sounds like you two are going to survive on this island for as long as I allow it, which is really cool. I'm glad.
Very much so.
I know.
I mean, I can't lose my sanity any more than I already have, so can't get any worse, right?
You can't lose what you never had. I've always said that.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we are 2021 now, so 2020's gone. We're have a new year. What can you do?
Exactly. I would say good riddance to 2020, but I don't think much has changed at the moment.
So well, that's why I made the bag joke. Just wait until God's voice or the higher power voice comes over and you hear round 2.
Absolutely. Well, my bet's still on aliens, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Well, I'd like to thank you, puppies, for joining me today. It's very kind of you to be on our show. It was lovely having you. And don't forget, if anyone else wants to join, go on to the kennel on Discord, follow the links below, join our beautiful community, get involved, and get to know each other. But he's pointing at Deadpool. I don't know why.
I'm trying to point at the camera.
He's not pointing at me. He's pointing at the links.
I'm trying to point at
you. Yeah. So I'm being fingered from different angles. So yeah, click the links, join us on Discord, and we will see you next week. Bye now. Did it.
If you would like to get to know other pups and critters around the world, be sure to click the link tree below and you'll find links to our Discord server, our Twitter page and Instagram. Signing up to our community is quick and simple and it'll be the best decision you ever made. So come and check us out today and we'll see you at the Kennel on Discord.